Windowbox gardening can be so satisfying because not only can it beautify your house on the outside, it also makes for the view from the inside looking out nicer. And there's a special secret to Windowbox gardening I'm going to tell your attractive and intelligent viewers at the end of this little segment.
Well, isn't that nice? You know, Windowbox gardening is just landscaping on a small scale. Think of it as container gardening on the house instead of around it.
The important thing to remember about window boxes is, as well as being part of your house, they're also growing containers. They've got insulation characteristics and drainage characteristics, just like any pot you'd put a plant in.
The variety of window boxes available today is almost limitless. There's wood, metal, plastic, twigs, anything that'll hold plants, withstand the weather, and mount onto the wall counts. Yep, even a horse trough. When you select a window box, there are a few things to bear in mind.
Besides the cost, other things to consider are the size and weight of your box, both for the sake of safety, also ease of mounting. Can you do it yourself, or do you need a friend with a crane who's a carpenter to help you put it in? Drainage is important too, not only because the soil needs to drain, but you need to be careful that the water coming through the window box won't leach against your home, discoloring it.
Well, that's unsightly.
One of the nicest little window boxes you can make is one for a private spot.
Now, I don't know about you, but when I hear the word drainage, I immediately think of soil. And when you're gardening in a small space, soil is extremely important. Garden soil is probably too heavy for a window box. You need something lighter and more effective at retaining moisture.
One of the keys to window box gardening is not letting the window box dry out. If you can't be home to water frequently especially, the right potting soil is essential. Not just the right potting soil, but adding a water-absorbent polymer to help it do a better job. Make sure that you read the directions. You always want to do a little less than they say.
Too much polymer can make the soil gummy, so don't overdo it.
It's also very important to use lots of perlite.
Perlite, on the other hand, well, add all you want. It'll lighten the soil and encourage better drainage.
Put a little vermiculite in there also.
A handful of vermiculite never hurt anything either. That volcanic ash will add even more essential nutrients for the foliage to feast on.
While you need to spend money in the best potting soil, you don't need to on your mixing implements.
Now it's just a question of what to grow.
The first and most important thing to consider when selecting plants is, are they horticulturally compatible with each other and with the conditions?
What all that means is, do the plants that'll be coexisting in the window box all need the same sun exposure, water, fertilizer, and temperature requirements? If the answer is yes, 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 and yes, it could mean a marriage made in window box heaven.
And then follow one of the basic rules of window box design, which is tall things in the back, trailers over the front.
Ben loosens up the roots and then packs his window box with as many plants as he can cram in. The idea is to put lots of stuff in a small area.
The more you pack in, you won't notice those holes where the dead soldiers were. The more, the merrier. It's got to be a party in your window box.
Now there's a good-looking window box. Ben, a very proud Ben.
When you place your window box, try to make it as low as you can so you've got room for your plants underneath the windows.
Mounting your window box can be done before or after planting, but it's probably easier to do it before the plants and soil have added all that extra weight. For the horse trough box, Ben drills a couple of holes.
Oh, that was nice.
Mounts the box, lays in the moisture-enhancing cocoa mat, adds the greenery, and then perhaps the most important step, a thorough watering.
Drink, my pretties.
See how the water drips away from the house? Well, that's how you keep your house and your window box both looking great.
I've showed you how to put together a good-looking window box, but you're probably wondering, how do I make it last? How do I make it look this good all year round?
So, it must be time to hear that much-anticipated secret.
The secret is, these plants aren't really planted. We faked it.
Keeping each plant in its own separate box actually does a few things. It makes the window box lighter, allows more air to circulate, which cuts down on disease, and it's versatile. If you don't like the look or a plant looks a bit scraggly, just pull it out and replace it. So Paul, I hope you've enjoyed this little visit to Windowbox Land.
And you know, for some people who even think a regular window box is too big, the real gardening by the inch experts suggest a windowsill garden to have some fresh herbs in your kitchen all winter long. Bye!